Erika Kirk's world, Erika Kirk's position, the image of Erika Kirk, this thing that she's created, Erika Kirk, professional widow, professional TPUSA, whatever it is, whatever her image is, I'm not even sure what it is. I don't even know what she does. I don't know what she does. But it's over, done, through, finished. There's no way out. Do you think for a moment, now ask yourself this question, do you think for a moment that these latest accusations and involvements regarding inappropriate online, whatever you want to call it, texting, the other particular G word sounds like rooming. Don't you love the way we have to use these codes, but you know what I'm talking about. Do you think, first question, that's it? Seriously. If you were the crisis manager, would you sit down with Erica and say, now listen, let me ask you something here. Is this the only one? Yes. Come on. Is there anybody else out there? No. In your entire life, there's nobody, no woman, nobody of age, underage, no pageant contestant, nobody you roomed with, nobody. When you were just plain old Erica, Franzvi, or whatever, whoever, there's nobody out there? You mean to tell me you have been able to contain your particular way of thinking, your, call it what you want, sexuality, or your whatever. Do you mean to tell me that there's nobody else? This is it? And that the only time you ever decided to go online or to DM or to text was regarding this particular case, which you better hope is explicable. You better hope. You better hope, because when we're talking right now in the world of Epstein, when you're talking about 10-year differences, somebody 15 years old, whatever it is, it's a different world now. Our magnifying lens is so much greater now via Epstein. You better tell me this. Now, let me ask you something, friend to friend, not Erica, but you, consortium, conspiratorium member, listener, subscriber, friend. Do you believe that? Do you believe this? This woman is all over the place. She has scattered energy. One time a psychic told me I had scattered energy. I don't even know what the hell that means, but I've always liked it. She has a scattered personality. She's this bee that's flying around looking to land somewhere. To her, and I do not believe she's a psychopath. I don't believe by virtue of her outward behavior, her tendency to be fluid, and I'm not that way, but or maybe, but anyway, but in terms of her emotions, that's not a psychopath. Psychopaths are cold, flat affect. They don't act like that. However, devious, diabolical, cold, heartless, narcissistic, egomaniacal, brutal, vicious, aspiritual, absolute. Number one, if you had to give it, this might be the crudest, but she's a bullshit artist. It's an act. It's a work. To use professional wrestling term, it's a work. When you become the Von Brauners, when you're the Nazi with the claw, when you're some Samoan wrestler, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, honky tonk man, that's your angle, that's your work, that's your role. And she has yet to define her role. Because remember, she's been kind of floating around. And I'm only going to make this kind of brief comparison. She's like Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has nothing. Am I the wife of Barack Obama? I wasn't really a lawyer. I wasn't really this. Am I now a podcaster? Am I a health person? Am I first lady? What do I do? What do I do? When you don't know in your heart what it is that you view yourself as, it gets very, very dangerous. And you end up kind of floating around. And that's when you're like a free radical. You're a free radical, and that's why oxidation takes place. A free radical is very dangerous. because that outer little electron in your valence is sitting there and it's ready to hook up and hook on to something else, and you don't know what that combination is going to be. See, but that's what Erica still doesn't know what she wants to do. What am I? What am I? What is my thing? Am I the wife? Am I the widow? Am I the mother? Am I the Christian? Am I the beauty pageant person? Am I the now? Does she have what? Real estate? But okay, fine, whatever. Am I the babe? Am I hot? Am I kind of like that weird? Am I the subject of a girl crush? You know, that girl crush stuff. That stuff. That's you see. Remember, let me stop right there. That might be great. None of this is illegal. Oh, no. Remember, nobody's accusing her of committing a crime. Not at all. Not at all. No. But here's the thing. If I tomorrow say, hey, guess what? I'm a born-again Christian, and I'm going to lead a huge convocation, a huge consortium, a huge cadre of folks from a particular group, I'm SOL, my friend, because I've never ever even remotely lived a life. I mean, I'm not a debauched person, but I sure as hell have said things or questioned things or maybe acted where I'm saying I cannot possibly maintain my position as a born again. No, absolutely not. Nothing that I've done is illegal. Well, that we're talking about here. What I'm saying is, but she now says, what do I do? Because see, nobody helped her. Nobody said, now sit down. We're gonna draw on a dry erase board. Here's where we're going. Let's plot this out. Let's make sure you know it. She just went out there, and when she heard the applause, and she heard, remember, that's her seduction. That's her siren call. That's the moth to a flame. That's her passion. That's her addiction. It's me, but not just me. Let me tell you what I would do. If you ever had to meet her and you wanted, let's say you were trying to cut a deal or make a business deal, and you had 5 minutes to completely bullshit her and you wanted to get right to her heart, make sure you hit all the buttons, what would you say? Think about this. What would I say to you? I respect you. You're a great mother, a father, an American, a Republican, a conservative, a citizen. Maybe you're a great doctor, a lawyer, or this, or you're a great athlete. What would I find? I would find out something that you saw in yourself that you would like people to think, and something that you're the most proud of, something that's admirable. And it shows me, you'll think, not that I'm just feeding you a line of crap. You'll think, oh boy, he really knows me. This is the oldest trick in the book. Anyway. It's like hostage negotiating when you have to find out. What would you say to Erica if you met her for the first time? 5 minutes, just one-on-one. What would you say? If you, and this probably be quite. My head is spinning, so please forgive the frenetic pace, but it's my nature. If a man talked to her or a woman talked to her, if a man talked to her and said, "Excuse me, I apologize if I'm staring, but you are stunning." Okay, stop. Whether I believe it or not, it doesn't matter. That's a man saying that. Maybe somebody her age, somebody that's not some 80-year-old guy, but somebody roughly her age, or somebody of stature. Like if Donald Trump said that, or whoever. Now, compare that to a woman. If a woman said, "Excuse me, I hope I'm not staring at you. You are stunning." Now, ask yourself this question. Of those two scenarios, which one do you think would mean the most to Erica? The woman. Bring her in. If I'm trying to win, if I'm a spy, if I'm trying to let's say steal secrets, I sound like my buddy John Kiriakou, but if I wanted to get somebody in there, I would say, bring in the woman, especially a woman she thought was beautiful or whatever. What am I saying? That's her sweet spot. That's it. I'm not saying she's a lesbian. I'm not saying any of that. You got to remember, people always want the therefore. I'm reading, this is a tell. This is her. This is what makes her. This is what makes. Be honest. If somebody, most of us are realistic. If I came into a room and the same thing happened to me, and I get some guy who says, excuse me, but I'm going to say something, you are stunning. I'm saying, get the hell out of there. What is this? Who is this guy? I was like, what are you talking about? Or if a woman said that to me, I said, you're out of your mind. Because most of us are centered. We don't need this. We don't believe it. I mean, we might say, well, it's kind of nice, but our sense of self is so developed that we don't fall for this. It's like when you're watching what you eat and you go into a place and they've got little cookies, you just walk right by them. You're not tempted by them. It's like, this is meaningless. These are empty calories. This is stupid, but I can't resist. Oh my God. Cadbury eggs. Oh my God. No. That's what this is. Because she's not a developed self. She's been looking her whole life to land. And she doesn't know what she is. She's a free radical. A free radical. That's why oxidation is so problem. You want an antioxidant? Oxidation is when you have electrons are paired, theoretically. It's very simple. And when electrons are paired, they're married, they're stable, they're together. But when one electron is cleaved off through oxidation and the other one sits there open, it looks to pair and it goes all around. And it will hook on and hook up with anything to get that stability. And if it creates something that is dangerous or perhaps maybe toxic, who knows? Either way, that's what she's been. And understand, if you really want to understand her, if you really want to get her what she's about, she's the person who is not yet developed. So if you meet with her, if you're trying to cut a business deal, if you're trying to make somebody, if you're trying to seduce her, not in that classic way, but as a term of art, meaning if you're trying to win her over, if you're trying to find out what it is, the buttons, what it is, that's the way it goes. Let me give you an example. If you met Trump, what would you say about Trump? If you're trying to make a deal with Trump, and you're trying to get his attention, and you want him to like you, what would you tell him? You're handsome? He said, no. But if you tell him, you're a great leader, sir, you're a genius, you're a business, you're a titan, a marvel, that might work. Everybody's got these things because it's what you, first of all, believe yourself reasonably to be. Other people may say, you're an incredible. See, the worst thing you could tell Erica would be, you're a great message for moms around. What? Yeah, you're a great mom. Mom? You see me as a mom? Yeah. Look at me. Take a look at me. This is what you think. What am I, like Aunt B? A mom? Well, she's not a mom, but mom? You see? Whereas to other people, they love it. Erika Kirk doesn't. Did you ever hear about her kids? Did you ever hear her mention her kids once? Ever? No. Did you ever hear about Charlie? No. Only if that gets her into the door. It's Erika. And she wants to be, I'm telling you, remember this, beauty queen. And anything that is an affirmation of the beauty queen. And another thing that she wants to see, and this is very, very important, and very, very, and again, I'm armchair, I admit, but I'm probably right. There's one thing that is going to be her downfall, and her crisis people better watch this. And this is important, and I want you to listen to me carefully. Many times when people talk about, and let's face it, there's two components to her latest alleged kerfuffle involving a 15-year-old years ago. One is the fact that it's a 15-year-old, and the second is that it's a woman. And they used to use terms in the old days like lesbian, or I like sapphic. It sounds more romantic, like from Sappho, say, yeah, or remember they would do these things. Again, I got a girl crush and all this stupid, I don't know what that means. She's my girl, whatever. people think that necessarily means she's a lesbian. Not Erica per se, but somebody who exhibits that. It might sometimes. But there is something to be, there's one particular term which is very important, and that is the term fluid. And I give that a little bit of countenance. Why? Because people are so non-committal to anything. They're even non-committal to that. When it comes to feelings of sexuality, attraction, or whatever, they don't even know. They're confused about that. Remember, a lot of people today they don't answer emails, they don't make eye contact, they can't shake a hand, they have no signature. They can't commit to anything up to and including a sexuality. For some reason, it went from people having sex and affairs to hooking up. Dating and romance went down, there's no nothing. But oftentimes, listen to what I'm saying, oftentimes what some women are looking for, and what is, especially from, I don't want to say an older group, but some, is this thing called intimacy. And intimacy is a different story altogether. And it's kind of like, sometimes it's a very generic piece. So when you, how do I say this? When you find this, yes, there is a kernel, there must be a certain degree of attraction, of, dare I say, sapphic attraction, or else it's going to be repulsive. I understand it. But because they're unable to commit to anything intellectually, sexually, emotionally, whatever it is, they will cling, many women, to a female kind of an self-adoration of praise, because they will find somebody that they find themselves to be attractive. And when that person returns the attraction back to them, that provides validation. Validation. If somebody that I think is, quote, hot, and that's a generic term, you know what I mean? Somebody who might, because remember, and I've told you this, anybody who gets into the beauty world is evincing a degree of lunacy nobody can ever even explain. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if they give you this nonsense about, well, I was doing it just for the scholarship. You know, I was young then. No, that's not why people do it. Because they want to be beautiful and sexy. Forget the talent. They want to be. When you say former Miss, whatever. You know this woman, Prigine, who is, the Zionist Christianity business, former beauty queen. She even said the other day, I don't know, you look at me and you think I'm just some bimbo, some beauty queen. Oh. In the old days, the big thing was, I'm a member of Mensa, and I was a captain of the football team, or I lettered in sports. No, today it's, I was Miss whatever it was. It still holds weight in people whose world, I'm sorry, is so shallow as to think that even means anything. Think about that. Beauty? This is who she is. So going back to what I said, Erica, I ain't betting this, but something tells me that we should be expecting somebody from coming out of the woodwork who says, hey, wait a minute. Isn't that, hypothetically, hey, that's Erika Franzve. Isn't it? Yeah. I remember her, yeah. I was in the pageant with her. Wait a minute. You know who? Ooh, you should know. You should talk to Ramona. Who? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they hit it off. Now, again, hypothetical, spitballing. Just, it could be something like this. As we speak, they are scouring the roles, the contestants, the people. Did you ever hear? Private investigators. What do you think? What do you think it would be worth at this point for Erica to pay off somebody who would allege and could prove some type of a dalliance, a connection, a hookup, whatever you want to call it, and that would be willing to quash this, sign an NDA for a pretty penny? They've just been talking. Erica just told everybody how much money they're making. Oh, you knew how much you know to the penny. Because these people with their Gulfstream 4 or 5, and they're flying around, and Oh, yeah, they got more money. Erica walking on dripping with her gold and her gold living this and that. Oh, yeah. The books, the podcast. How much do you think that would be worth? How much? How much do you think that would be worth? Ask yourself that question. It's very simple. So what I'm telling you is right now, there are more phone calls being fielded because I don't know if the whole country is into this. And guess who the first person I would call? Ready for this? I need some help. Candace. Hello, Candace. Yes, listen, you don't know me. But my name is so-and-so. I was Miss West Virginia. Or I worked with her at Corcoran. Or I worked with whatever. Before she was Erika Kirk. When she was just, and let me tell you, I happen to have some pictures, that's the risk of having photos and movies and things that are out there. What do you think this would be worth? And I think Candace could probably say, well, I'm not in that particular business, but I could certainly, there's people around here in show business who will be able to maybe help you develop or sell your story. Not blackmail, but sell your story, right? My story. Now, remember, to repeat myself to the point of exhaustion, there is nothing illegal with this. Nothing. It's like when you claim that you don't take steroids, and you take steroids, and people can use that particular fact against you, and you as some kind of a bargaining, whatever. And here is the deal, more important than anything else. Sad to say, this is the way we live, this is the way we are, this is the way it is. It's one of those things that, sorry, that's just. It is that way. But you know and I know she's not backing down. Anybody else would say, do me a favor, go away. Wrap this up, take a year off. A year? A year? Yes, at least, a minimum. A year? I'm in my prime. Oh, no, you don't. No, I've got things booked. I've got, rumor has it, Fox News. When I say I wouldn't be surprised if her agents aren't talking to Fox. And Fox, they're reading this very carefully. Is she okay? Because you can't show up with a lot of baggage on Fox. They don't need that. They don't respond well to baggage. Ask all the people that were booted for, sending dick pics or acting like a fool. They don't care for that. Anything. Now that Charlie's out of the way, it's her time to shine. You know it. I'm not saying she had anything to do with it. I'm not saying that. You might. That's up to you. I don't. But I'm saying this is her time. And if you think this woman is going to sit back and just let this go by, you're out of your mind. And if you think anybody's getting away and stop this, interrupt her moment in the sun, no way. Absolutely no way. She means business. This is something that is so critical, so deep, so, what's the word? So, absolutely, positively, I'm not sure of the word. This is so serious. This is big game. This is powerful stuff. This is huge. This is big money, big ticket. And she is so, that the Klieg, the Klieg light, the spotlight is so bright, she's having a hard time focus, but all she knows is it feels very warm. And she loves that feeling that she's getting, like, yes. Nobody's going to talk her out of this one. Nobody. So I would bet you as we speak, lawyers are being contacted, NDAs written, settlements offered, and wait until TPUSA says, what the hell is this all about? And again, why do I say this? Because the chances of this woman, as we know, who will say anything, do anything, assume any position, the fact that she has only limited her, by the way, I don't know how much these playful references to pudenda and other little street terms for, whatever, private parts, lady parts. Do you think this is just rare? You don't think somebody who's, I mean, maybe now she's careful, but there was a time when she said, I'm not, I'm just being me. When she did those stupid sizzle reels with her boyfriend that she never had, and she was drinking, which she said she never did, or maybe she did, maybe she didn't. This Vestal Virgin image, and now she's in the Lord. Charlie, we must enjoy the Lord. Our whole world is the Lord. Did you ever buy that? When she went into that, now that I see her, there's nothing. She is schmaltz from the day she started. And the worst thing for me, not that it matters, not that I'm the sole arbiter of awful, but when she had the picture of Charlie in the casket and she's patting his hand, oh, dear God. Dear God. I never saw anything as disgusting. I thought this woman she'll sell her children. She'll sell, figuratively, her soul, her everything. She is in love, not with herself, but the herself she wants to be. So get ready. And now this week that Candace is back, what have I missed? And then she has minions, this is Candace, minions, acolytes, apostles, with those agents of hers spreading out, propounding, promoting, reproducing, re-editing, uploading everything she said and everything everybody else has said. Because the drum beats, you can hear them, the pitchfork and torch crowd, they are circling the fire. They want Erika. And because Erika could have just, remember, walked away from this, because she can, because she's addicted to it, Erika has no idea. And she's going to do everything. I'm a grieving wife. And you're going to see some people. By the way, be on the lookout for some lame, it's kind of like the Gerald Posner type. Remember, he's like the only person, I think he wrote a book called Case Closed. He's a good man, but he wrote a book that says basically like Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. He's like the only person. And that's his permanent gig. Because I'm the only one who says Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. It's like an assassin version of the flat earth theory. It's like nobody believes this, but he does. So you're going to find some people right now saying, I want to go on as a guest. I want to do my own podcast. Hey, leave her alone. It's Candace who's the bad one. Yeah, that's it. Candace is she's the nut. Yeah, right. They buying this. Candace is bad. Ooh, she's the psychopath. And one more thing, and I know people hang on to this word psychopath. Erika's not smart enough to be a psychopath. Don't sully the name of psychopath. That's like the Olympics of behavioral disorders. She's just craven. She's just selfish, egomaniacal, maybe narcissistic, whatever you want to call it. Don't worry about the diagnosis. She's dead. Okay? Bad. So there you have it. I'll be talking to you more about this. Do you like what I'm saying? Do you agree with me? What do you think? Let me know. Way on in, my friends. Way on in. Let's see you. Come on in. Join us. Join the realm. Join the conspiratorium. And please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please, I've got some questions for you to fill in. We want to talk to you so much. And until we meet again, this is your new best friend, Lionel, always telling you to comment as you see fit.